This is problem number 2 from section 9.2. And this problem, it says graph the given inequality. And they give us an inequality, and you notice that it has an x squared term and a y squared term. Anytime you have an x squared term and a y squared term, we know that we have a circle. And the circle equation is x squared plus y squared equals r squared, essentially. It's actually a little bit more than this, but this is I would say this would be the parent function for it. Really, they have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared as the total function, but this would be like the parent function. This is when your center for your circle, remember h and k is the center of the circle, center of circle. So when h and k is 0, the center of the circle is 0 at the origin, then this is the function that you use. So in our case, because we have x squared and y squared, we know h and k are both 0. So when we go to graph this, we know our center is at the origin. So that's our center there, 0, 0. So we're going to say that the center is 0, 0 because of how the equation is written. Now, you notice r squared in both of these equations. R squared is telling us that this number is the radius squared. So if that number is the radius squared, well, what's the radius? Well, if we do the square root of 4, that would be the radius because that would give us r. Another way you can think about it is r squared, just setting that equal because r squared and 4 are in the same spot. We say r squared equals 4, square root each side, and r is going to equal, technically it's plus and minus 2, but we don't need to write a negative radius because that's not possible. So we'll just say r is 2, so our radius is 2. So how do you graph this thing? Well, you just mark 1, 2 in each direction. Put your points there, and then try your best to draw a circle which goes through those points. That's probably the best circle I've ever drawn in my life. So, not too bad here. The last part is to basically look at your inequality sign and determine, do I want to shade inside the circle or outside the circle? Now, less than or equal to is telling you that you're inside the circle, whereas greater than or equal to would tell you that you're outside the circle. We can check this by checking 0, 0. So just like with other inequalities, we're going to say check 0, 0 and see if it makes sense. So we're going to have 0 squared plus 0 squared less than or equal to 4. So that's 0 less than or equal to 4. 0 is smaller than 4, so this is true. So shade towards 0, 0. So that means that our solutions are going to be, you can point arrows here, or you can just kind of throw in a little shading here. I kind of went outside that on accident, but it's all inside the circle. Hopefully that makes some sense.